need to enhance cultural accessibility and diversity, as well as strengthen cultural exchanges with overseas cities. Busan City plans to conduct the cultural listening tour by visiting cultural and artistic sites until June. At the end of June, the city will announce a new cultural policy direction based on the collected insight. Busan City is launching the Busan Hope Employment Retention Support Program, offering up to 12 million won per company. This program supports local small and medium-sized enterprises that comply with the Employment Retention Mutual Cooperation Agreement and maintain employment for 1 year by covering the employer's share of 4 major social insurance premiums. This year, the new support section for the construction industry has been added, offering up to 12 million won in support. The support will be provided as employers' share of the 4 major insurance premiums. Companies wishing to participate can apply through the Busan Employers Federation website by April 11th. In international news, Hamas officials said an Israel airstrike targeted the hospital in Gaza on Sunday evening, resulting in the death of a senior Hamas leader and his aide. Israel Bahum, who oversaw the group's financial operations, was killed in an attack on Nasser Hospital, the primary medical center. Bahum had been undergoing treatment at the hospital after being injured in a previous airstrike 4 days earlier, the official stated. Now taking a look at the weather across Busan. The sunny conditions expected around 11 a.m. Wind gusts up to 7 meters per second are making the temperature colder. The highest temperature would be 19 degrees. The fine dust concentration is now at a bad level. And that wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BFM, 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Midday Mate with Kimberly An. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Do girls actually express what they feel and mean their words? Every guy has tried and usually failed to read their minds. You might have found yourself in this situation. You catch her mood changing, and when you ask if something's wrong, she snaps back with a quick nothing. You think nothing of it and move on. Then out of nowhere, she's leaving, giving you a look that indicates you're in some serious trouble. And you're left scratching your head about what went wrong. Today, we're going to talk about things women say and what they actually mean. It's Monday, March 24th, 2025, and this is Midday Meet. Let's get started.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. So you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? It's always tease, tease, tease. You're happy when I'm on my knees. One day is fine and next is black. So if you want me off your back, well come on and let me know. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? Come on and let me know. These indecisions bugging me. If you don't want me, set me free. Exactly whom I'm supposed to be. Don't you know which clothes even fit me? Come on and let me know. Should I cool it or should I blow? Split. Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go there will be trouble, and if I stay it will be double. So you gotta let me know. Should I cool it or should I blow? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go there will be trouble, and if I stay it will be double. So you gotta let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
That was Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash. Should I Stay or Should I Go is a song by the English punk rock band The Clash's fifth studio album, Combat Rock, written in 1981 and featuring Mick Jones on lead vocals. This is a key song in the 80s theme Netting series Stranger Things, and it was first used in the second episode in 2016, where the character Jonathan Byers introduces it to his younger brother Will to distract him from their parents fighting, telling him that his life has changed. When Will gets abducted into an alternate universe, the song becomes a way for him to communicate and a source of comfort. The song is used several times throughout the series. And hello everyone, we are live in the studio in Busan on this wonderful Monday afternoon. Welcome to Midday Meet. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Cheongwan, and Noksan areas, and I am your host, Kimberly. And so, what do we have coming up on the show for this lovely Monday? In hour number 1, we'll have Listomania, where we introduce various kinds of lists. And again, today we'll be focusing on things women say and what they actually mean, because sometimes it can be a bit different. After Listomania, we'll have Cultural Kaleidoscope, where Jennifer introduces interesting, diverse cultures and etiquette from all over the world. And then in hour number 2, we'll have today's quote, where we introduce meaningful quotes to motivate you each and every day. And after that, we'll have our segment of bite-sized banter, where we have a daily fun conversation with a theme with Andrew. After bite-sized banter, we'll have Don't Make a Scene, where we introduce useful English expressions after listening to a short clip. And we will wrap up the show with our last segment of Change Up, where we introduce one sentence by changing it into various sentences with the same meaning. And I'll be checking your messages throughout the show. We have lots of people on our YouTube live stream coming on in. Hello, Benny-님, Juliet-님, Retro-님, and Sang-yun-님. Hello, hello. Sang-yun-nim's asking, should I stay or should I go, Kimberly? It's hungry lunchtime. You should definitely stay while eating your lunch, Sang-yun-nim. I think that would be a good thing to do. And now, our question of the day and text topic. The question is, when a woman says nothing to a man, what does she actually mean? So it's not like when she's saying nothing, like closing her mouth, but I mean when she actually says the word nothing. For example, hey, what's wrong? Anything up? And you just say, nothing. What does that nothing actually mean when they say it? So in Korean, 여자가 남자에게 아무것도 아니야 라고 말하면 실제 의미는 무엇인가요? Does it really mean nothing, or is there another underlying meaning behind that? Go ahead and send in your answers and what you think about today's question of the day. Text in pound 9050 or shop 9050 and it'll only cost you 101. Or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us as a Kakao friend and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 at any of your app stores. You can listen to our programs and leave us comments after logging in. And now we'll be right back with Listomania after this song. Here is I Don't Think That I Like Her by Charlie Puth.
Get her name and get her number. Find out all of the things that we have in common. Never all the differences. Oh yeah. Meet her parents, meet her brother. Then she starts sleeping over the crib on weekends. Like a real relationship. Oh no. For me the stars are aligning, but for her it's bad timing. So she just can't be mine. Say that I'm gonna be single for life, but she's so pretty and nice. So I make just one exception, but I find that eventually I'm not her type. Maybe that's the reason why. That for me the stars are aligning, but for her it's bad timing. So she just can't be mine. I miss her, 'cause she's one of a kind. For me the stars are aligning, but for her it's bad timing. So she just can't be mine. I don't think that I like her anymore, 'cause they're all the same. All they wanna do is break my heart, my heart. I don't think that I like her anymore, 'cause they're all the same. They just wanna see me fall apart, apart.
And that was I Don't Think That I Like Her by Charlie Puth. And now it is time for Listomania, where we introduce various kinds of lists. And today, again, we're going to be talking about things women say and what they actually mean. And I know that we have some female listeners out there. Please let me know if you actually agree with this list or if you don't. Because, you know, as I was going over this list also, there are some things that I agree with and some things that I don't. So again, this isn't like an all-tale, like everything is correct for this Listomania. It can be different case by case, especially with different women and different personalities, right? You understand? Good. So this is what they kind of mean. So when they say, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. What men hear is, she's telling me that I can make my own schedule today and just do whatever I want to do. But what she really means is, whatever you do, do not do whatever you want. I want you to keep asking me what you can do today to help me until I feel like you really care so I can give you a real answer. So it's kind of the definite opposite. Do not make the rookie mistake of thinking that she is actually fine with whatever you want to do. She is seeing if you know her well enough to be able to guess what she wants you to do. So it's not that you can just go ahead and hang out with the guys and do whatever you want. It's not that. It's really, you better not do what you want to do and just keep asking me what you should do. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't. Whenever I say do whatever you want, I think I just mean really, whatever you want to do, that's fine by me. Because I'm usually one of those girls who just, say it how it is. There's no girl language for me, really. At number 2, we'll have, I'll be ready in a minute. I'll be ready in a minute. So when they ask, hey, honey, how much longer are you going to take? And you say, I'll be ready in a minute. This is something I'm guilty of too. What men hear is, she's almost ready, so I'll get in the car and get ready. But what she really means is, I'm going to be ready in about half an hour minimum, so 30 more minutes. So grab something to eat, and if you don't compliment me right away when you see me after I'm done getting ready, I'm going to go back upstairs and change again. I'm not to that point, but really, if I say I'm going to be ready in a minute, I kind of mean I'll be ready in about 10 more minutes because I'm not that ready yet. But I don't want to say, give me 10 more minutes because then they're like, I have to wait longer. But, sometimes we just need a little bit more time. But number 3 is when she says, it's okay. You don't need to buy me anything. It's okay. I don't need anything. You don't need to buy me anything. What men hear is, she has everything she needs and she doesn't want me to buy her anything for her birthday or anniversary or Valentine's Day or whatever day that is special it may be. So what men think is like, she doesn't need anything? Okay, then I won't buy her anything. But what she really means is, if you really love me, you'll figure out what's the perfect gift for me by yourself. Include a thoughtful card, and again, if you're not sure of what I like, ask my best friend or someone else that I'm close to. So sometimes I say this. Okay, so to be honest with you, with my husband, for my anniversary and Valentine's Day, birthday and everything, I always kind of, butter him up and I say, I'm waiting for a present. So I kind of tell him directly, like, I want a present. I don't say, you don't need to buy me anything. That's something that I never really say. Because, when women say that, they really want something. And at number 4, a very simple one is when they say, what? What? It can be said in different types of tones, but let's see. When men hear women say, what? They usually hear, she's asking me to repeat myself because for some reason she didn't hear me the first few times, or either she's really distracted and needs a hearing test. So when we say, what? And they want, I just need to repeat myself, is what the male thinks. But what she really means is, I heard you the first time, but can't believe you said that, and I'm giving you a few chances to change what you just said. So with that meaning, the what may be a bit more, mean. Be like, what? What? Then that means don't repeat yourself. You need to change what you just said to me. And at number 5, we have, I'm fine. I'm fine. What men hear is, she can handle it by herself. So say that I'm carrying like this big, in Korea, we have like the big 2-liter waters that come in 6-packs and we need to carry that. And then say that the male asks, hey, honey, do you need some help with that? And then I'll say, no, I'm fine. What men hear is that she can really handle it by herself. She got it. She can handle it. She can carry it on her own. She doesn't need my help. But what she really means is that I'm not really fine, but just let me be. I'm done trying to explain myself to you and you just don't get it. That can also be, hey, honey, is everything okay? And you say, I'm fine. Meaning, I don't want to talk to you right now. You don't understand me. Anyways, whenever someone says I'm fine, it doesn't really mean I'm fine. But sometimes it can. It's very hard. You gotta read the room, okay? You have to read the room and how people are saying things. And number 6, it's I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing. What men hear is that she sounds really calm. Maybe that means she is finally seeing this from my perspective. 아, 인정을 하구나. Okay, so now she understands what I'm trying to say when she says, I'm not arguing. But what she really means is, I'm just going to keep repeating myself over and over again, explaining it subtly different ways why I'm correct until you give up. Meaning, she's going to keep arguing, but she's going to say it in different ways, kind of passive-aggressively until you actually get her point of view. I've never actually said that either. Sometimes I just say, just 그만하자. I'm done talking. Because I really am done talking. I don't want to talk anymore. And at number 7, we have a different way. We're not going to say what men hear and what they actually mean, but we're going to give you just a direct translation for some of you, okay? So, when women say, hey, we should hang out sometime. We should hang out sometime. The translation can mean, I am attracted to you. Why haven't you asked me out on a date already? So the woman is going ahead and saying it first. We should hang out sometime. Meaning, come on, ask me out on a date. Let's go. And at number 8, it is, leave me alone. Leave me alone. And the direct translation from girl language to regular language is, go away for a few minutes until I calm down. Then I expect you to come back, say sorry, and cuddle with me at the end. So leave me alone. Just leave me alone for a little bit and come back, say sorry, and then hug me is what that means. At number 9, say that someone says, I've been busy. I've been busy. The translation is, I am not interested in you enough to make time to see you or make plans with you, meaning I'm too good for you. I'd rather spend time with my girlfriends or go shopping, and you are the last thing that's on my mind. Ouch, that's a little bit harsh, isn't it? So if someone has said, I've been busy to you, and they don't make a follow-up plan with you to go out or do something, then maybe they're just not that interested. And number 10, this is what I say sometimes. We need to talk. We need to talk. Or let's talk later when we get home. Scary. Ring, ring, ring. That should bring a big alarm, okay? If you hear these words, brace yourself for a serious conversation. It indicates that something has gone wrong and she wants to express her frustrations. Yikes. And number 11, the last one is, I am not like other girls. 난 다른 여자들이랑 완전 달라. I'm not like other girls. Translate means you have to treat me differently than you treat other female friends or how you treated your ex-girlfriend. Why? Because I am special. So you have to treat me differently. I'm not like other girls, okay? So those were our little girl language that we're trying to switch into so that you can all understand. Sangyun-nim says, well, if a Korean woman says number 7, which is we should hang out sometime, she may actually mean number 8, leave me alone. That's also true. We should hang out sometime, but really it could also mean leave me alone. So yes, so as you just said, Sangyun-nim, our list isn't just a one-way, everything fits all type of answer. It could have different, meanings and different situations. So again, everybody, you must read the room and get your context clues, okay? So communication can sometimes be a puzzle, especially when words mean more than they seem. The phrases we use every day often carry unspoken emotions and expectations, making it essential to listen beyond just the words. Understanding the hidden meaning behind these common expressions can help improve your relationships, reduce understandings, and even add a bit of humor to your conversations. It's not about mind reading, but rather about being more aware of the context, tone, and unspoken cues that come with the words. At the heart of these phrases is a desire for connection and understanding. Whether it's a subtle hint about wanting appreciation or an indirect way of expressing frustration, these sayings highlight the complexity of human interaction. A little extra patience and attentiveness can go a long way in making conversations smoother and more meaningful. So the next time you hear one of these classic lines that we went over today in Listomania, take a moment to consider what's really being said. You might just strengthen your relationship in the process of doing so. And that was our list for Listomania, things that women say and what they actually mean. So now let's take a song break. Here is Drunk Text by Henry Moody.
5th of November, when I walked you home, that's when I nearly said it, but then said forget it and froze. Do you remember? You probably don't, 'cause the sparks in the sky took a hold of your eyes while we spoke. Yesterday, drank way too much and stayed up too late. Started to write what I wanna say. Deleted the message, but I still remember it said, I wish I was who you drunk texted at midnight. Wish I was the reason you stay up till 3 and you can't fall asleep, waiting for me to reply. April the 7th, and nothing has changed. It's hard to get by when you're still on my mind every day. Sometimes I question if you feel the same. Do we make stupid jokes trying to hide that we're both too afraid to say? I wish I was who you drunk texted at midnight. Wish I was the reason you stay up till 3 and you can't fall asleep, waiting for me to reply. I wish I was more than just someone you walk by. Wish I wasn't scared to be honest and open, instead of just hoping you feel what I'm feeling inside. I wish I sent you that drunk text at midnight. I was just scared it would ruin our friendship, but I really meant it. I wonder how you would reply.
And welcome back. You just listened to Drunk Text by Henry Moody. And again, our question of the day and text topic is, when a woman says, nothing to a man, what does she actually mean? 여자가 남자에게 아무것도 아니야 라고 말하면 실제 의미는 무엇인가요? And we have a few answers here. Betty saying, for me, she actually means she has a low-key tendency of what she wants something different. So really, it's not nothing. It means that she wants something different. An example is, nothing, but after all, she likes to discuss and talk about it. That can be also true. It means maybe I don't want to talk, or maybe they say nothing, I don't want to talk about it, but really the inside they may mean I want to talk about it right now. That is one way to see it. We have another message from 만학도 영어님 saying, 안녕하세요. 저는 말하지 않아도 알아요 라는 광고는 저의 남편에게는 해당 사항이 없어요. 경상도 남자의 저의 남편은 말하지 않으면 몰라요. 그것도 빙빙 돌리지 말고 똑바로 말해줘야 알아들어요. 휴. And I think that's kind of similar with my husband also. I can't have girl language with him because then he really won't understand me and then I'll get angrier And then I'll just like 그냥 속이 그냥 계속 타요 그러면. So I can't do that. I have to just tell him what I actually mean because he won't think about it. If you're listening, that's true, right, husband? We have another message here from Juliet 님 saying nothing이라고 하면 안 돼요. 그냥 필요한 걸 말하는 게 좋아요. That is also true. And Juliet 님 continued saying 눈을 똑바로 보고 그냥 말하시는 게 좋아요. Nothing 추천하지 않아요. Very good. That is what I also think. There's no reason to say nothing when you actually don't mean nothing, right? For others, if you haven't sent in your answers, go ahead and send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050 and it'll only cost you 101. Or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us as a Kakao friend and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of the app stores, and you can listen to our programs and leave us comments after logging in. And now I'll be right back with our Monday segment. And now it's time for Cultural Kaleidoscope. And as always, I am joined here with Jennifer. Hello.
Hi.
We have a few people saying, hi, Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello. 안녕하세요.
Yes, so
Yes.
good to have you here.
Yes, spring is finally here.
Yes, it is. I'm so
Hopefully.
glad. Hopefully, please don't get cold again, weather, please.
But I don't know whether to put away winter clothes or not, you know.
I put some already away at the dry cleaners.
Oh.
Because they're having harien right now for like padding jackets.
Yeah, because it gets so expensive when you have many.
Right. Just send them and then pack them up and not wear them until later.
I like our text topic today.
Yes, please answer. So when a woman says nothing to a man, what does she actually mean?
You have to really read between the lines. Also, the facial expression and the gesture.
Yeah.
Because the Korean communication is difficult. It's called high context communication. 고맥락 소통이라고 부르는데, the words are not everything.
Right.
The facial expression, gesture, the atmosphere, it really depends on who you say it to.
Right.
Yeah.
So say that you got into a fight with someone and then 뭐 등을 이렇게 돌렸어요. And then you ask them, is everything okay? Is something wrong? And they don't even make eye contact and they say,
Nothing.
Nothing.
아무것도 아니에요.
Nothing.
And then you're irritated.
Yes, and definitely something is wrong.
Yeah.
So read the room, everyone. Read the
Yeah.
context
So, but if
clues.
you like say, 진짜 아무것도 아니에요, that means you shouldn't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah.
All about the tone and how people actually say it.
That's right.
Very
So-
good. Well, thank you for your answer. I think this is a fun question of the day today.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So what are we diving into for Cultural Kaleidoscope today?
Well, we are talking about cultural taboos.
Taboos.
Yeah, topics or actions that are considered inappropriate or uncomfortable in different parts of the world. 우리
yes.
금기시되는 그런 주제들 있잖아요.
Yes.
하면 좀 상대가 불편할 수 있는 주제나 또는 뭐 이런 제스처라든지 이런 것들. 네.
So taboo, something that is not really the norm of that culture, right?
You shouldn't really bring it up.
Yes.
Okay?
It's interesting. It's easy to forget that something normal in one culture could be totally and completely off limits in another. So have you experienced that yourself then?
Oh, so many times. It reminds me, a long time ago, a friend of mine was working for a German company. And he casually asked his coworker how much they earned. The look on their face, pure shock. My friend told me that, his intention was just to make friendly conversation.
Right.
The small talk. But he told me later that he had no idea that talking about salary, money was such a sensitive topic for Germans.
That's a very good example. I don't know. I feel like salary is just a hush-hush
Don't even
comment.
go there.
Yeah, I don't know. In my American culture, we don't talk about it. In the Korean culture that I've been working here too, we don't talk about it. I wonder what culture it is appropriate to ask about salary.
But then when you know somebody very well, like your close friend or your close colleague when you're having coffee together. Like you can casually ask, 얼마 받아?
okay.
Yeah.
That's true. With my best friend, I can ask her. But with other people, like acquaintances or other coworkers, definitely not.
Yes. So it really it depends on your relationship with a person
definitely.
as well. Yeah.
So different cultures have different taboos, things that people avoid talking about or doing because they are seen as impolite, inappropriate, or even offensive. So it'll be useful to learn some of the biggest cultural taboos around the world. So since we talked about salary, why don't we go ahead and continue our talk with money?
Okay.
And you talked about Germany, so let's talk about more.
Yeah, okay. In many European countries, discussing salary or personal wealth is considered too personal or even rude. Especially in Northern Europe, people don't look at it with the positive eyes when they show off their money and wealth. So it's just no. In contrast, in some Asian cultures, it's more common to ask about someone's income, house prices, or even rent.
Oh, yeah.
집세 얼마예요? 너 얼마 주고 샀어요? 차 얼마예요? Yeah. We
And I
ask
feel
these
like
kind of
all that
questions.
information is so readily available also on the internet. Like if I were to say that my friend moved to this apartment, I can go find that apartment, look at the different 월세 or 전세 or, and find out how much it is there.
Yeah, but these questions are so common. 여기 얼마쯤 해요? Yeah, 집세 전세 얼마예요?
That's true.
Yeah, but you don't ask these kind of questions in most European countries or even in the States.
Right. So it's not unusual for people to ask in Korea, how much was your rent? Like 월세 얼마야? Or how much did your wedding cost? That's something that a lot of people ask for research too, I feel like. Like my friends also always ask me, how much did your wedding cost? Because they're trying to compare the prices from here in Seoul where they're at.
Yeah.
So it's more about curiosity than just being, hey, how much did you spend? And being nosy about it.
Yeah, exactly. But in Western cultures, those kinds of questions can make people uncomfortable because money is often tied to social status, right?
So lesson learned, everyone, be careful about asking financial questions depending on where you are and how close you are to that person you're asking.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Another big cultural taboo will be talking about death. Some cultures openly discuss it while others avoid it completely.
Yes, I do know that in Korea and I believe China also, the number 4 is considered unlucky because it sounds like the word for death, which is 사. So even in the elevators here in some still, instead of having the number 4 for the 4th floor, they have F for floor.
네, 맞아요. 예. And in Japan, sticking chopsticks upright in rice is a big no-no. But who would do that anyway, right? Because it resembles the way incense is placed at funerals.
I see.
Yeah, that's why they don't do it. But you don't really do that, right?
And when I was younger, I've seen lots of people do that actually. But then we would always see an adult saying, 그 젓가락 빼. Put it down.
Yeah.
And then I never knew why, but now that makes perfect sense. It does resemble the incense that we put for the funerals there.
Yeah, but I've never seen people do it in restaurants.
Yeah. But on the other hand, in Mexico, the Day of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos is a huge celebration.
Oh, yeah.
Where people honor the deceased loved ones with music, food, and bright decorations.
That's right. We talked about it when when our topic was about funeral.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a different approach, embracing death rather than fearing it.
Very good. What about politics and religion? I know that's another sticky, conversation topic. And they're mainly probably taboo in most countries and cultures.
For sure, even in Korea. In the US and some European countries, people debate politics openly without becoming emotional in schools and in workplaces. But in other places like Japan and Korea, people tend to avoid political discussions at all. Especially in casual settings.
Right. So I feel like in America, especially with everything that's happening, a lot of my friends, acquaintances, they're very verbal about which stance they are politically and where they stand. However, in Korea, even with when I see the election time and celebrities going and you know how they take a picture and everything. And they just go to show that they voted, but they will never show who they voted for because it could sway other people and how they vote.
Yeah.
But in America, they're like, I voted for this person, vote for this person. They're trying to sway others.
Yeah.
So it's very different here.
I know they are so used to, in the States, they are so used to having discussions and debates, right?
Yeah.
Without becoming overly emotional.
Right. It's one of those topics that can easily divide people here.
Yeah.
So many prefer to avoid it in social gatherings.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would go into a conversation with someone and be like, hey, so who do you support for politics? And start a conversation like that. Be like, huh? That's so weird. Why would you ask that?
That's no in Korea.
No, definitely. But everyone, let's take a quick break. I wanted to go to a song break here before we talk about more cultural taboos. Here is Got to Have You by Color Me Bad. Welcome back, everyone. You just heard Got to Have You by Color Me Bad. And right now, you're listening to Midday Meet. And we're in the middle of our segment of Cultural Kaleidoscope with Jennifer. And we've been talking about cultural taboos in different parts of the world. But before we start, we have a wonderful message from Juliet-님 saying, Jennifer-님, 설명을 차분하게 너무 잘하시네요.
Oh, thank you.
Very
Thank you
nice.
very much.
Yes, I love how, calmly Jennifer explains everything, and then we're able to really learn about different cultures here.
It's fascinating for me as well. When I'm doing research, I just want to make sure that I don't deliver wrong information. So I check, and it's a great learning experience as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
And we have another person coming in here to our YouTube live stream, 김갑환님, saying 안녕하세요. Hello, hello, and welcome to Midday Meet. And now, so let's go back into our Cultural Kaleidoscope segment.
So, there's another topic, which is religion.
Yes.
It's even trickier, I find. Yeah. In France, for example, people strongly separate religion from public life. While in some Middle Eastern countries, religion is deeply woven into daily routines and laws.
Right.
So that's such a big difference.
That's definitely something to be mindful of when you are traveling to different countries. What about physical contact then? In some cultures, hugging is a normal way to greet friends and say hello, hi. While in others, it's super awkward and we shouldn't go near.
Yeah, that's right. In Brazil or Italy, people greet with cheek kisses, right? Even if they just met. But in Japan or South Korea, bowing is preferred, and hugging can feel too intimate unless you know the person well. I mean, even if you know the person well, when you meet someone of opposite sex, then it's we don't really hug, right? 그 이성한테 우리는 잘 이렇게 안아주는 거 안 하는 것 같아요.
Right.
네.
Especially also with in America, with my male friends or other female friends, we could always put our arm around each other. 어깨, is it called 어깨동무?
어깨동무, 예.
Yes. But in Korea, I never see that here. Especially with just friends also, we never see it. It has to be a relationship, boyfriend girlfriend. In order to see that, even with boyfriend girlfriends, I don't really see that also.
That's
in Korea.
Yeah, it's interesting. But on TV program, you see people are always hugging.
Yeah.
American TV shows, people are always hugging.
Hi, how are you?
But that's not always the way it is, right? So it's just, it depends on the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a big hugger with my friends. I like to hug them and show my affection. But say that I'm not close to that person, I would never hug them.
Yeah, that's a difference. So, one of my friends, Korean friends, told me, when I went to America, I thought everybody was very touchy and they were all hugging. But when I tried to hug someone, he just stepped back.
Step back, don't touch me.
Yeah.
This is my personal space. Don't come into it.
Yeah.
Julia님 saying, 전 hugging 잘해요. 시어머니, 시아버지도 hugging. Oh. Very nice. That's a good relationship that you have with them, Juliet-님. That's very good to have.
Yeah.
I should also hug my 시어머니 and 시아버지 more.
I should hug more.
So
cozy.
Going back to physical touch, though, I know that in Middle Eastern countries also, touching with the left hand is avoided because it's considered unclean.
Oh,
you shouldn't.
that's right.
Also with eating, they only eat with their right hands.
Yeah, that's right. In some Asian cultures, patting someone's head is also disrespectful.
Oh, yes.
Especially in Thailand, and particularly to elders or monks. But even with children, in Korea, when you see small children, you find them cute and you pet their heads. That's very normal, very common here.
Right.
But you don't do that in some other countries, right?
I think also if the parent of that child or the other person was there, they'd be like, why is that person, petting my kid's head?
So you gotta ask.
Right.
And when in Thailand, you just don't do that.
Right. Especially because it's so tied into that culture and the religion also.
Yeah.
I know also in Korea too, you should never touch someone's head that's older than you too.
Oh, no.
Hi! And then you pat them on the head.
Imagine you do that to your 시아버지, father-in-law.
I can't.
아마 뒷목 잡으실걸요?
So yes, then beyond conversation topics and body language, Even giving gifts can sometimes be a cultural minefield with not knowing what to do and having to jump across some fences.
Yeah. That's so true. A gift that's totally normal in one culture could have a completely different meaning somewhere else.
Right.
Like in some Middle Eastern countries, men need to be extra careful about giving gifts to another man's wife or girlfriend. It can be seen as inappropriate.
I see. So you shouldn't be giving gifts to another woman or who is married or who isn't your girlfriend, right?
That's right.
So that's a good reminder because that's something that is in the Middle Eastern country. I know that there's so much more to talk about gifts, but let's talk about dining taboos.
Oh, okay.
Because with whatever we eat, I've also talked about this with living like a local a long time ago when we first started Midday Meet. Have you ever made a mistake at a dining table while traveling?
Oh, I'm sure I've made several mistakes, but in Thailand, I remember I accidentally pointed at my food with my chopsticks. 젓가락으로 이제 음식을 가리켰어요. I learned later that pointing with chopsticks or even just resting them incorrectly can be rude in many Asian countries.
So yes, even with me, in America, we always say, don't put your elbows on the table.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
so
right.
we should always, put our elbows off the table because that's considered rude when you're dining. But I feel like in Korea, sometimes we can put our elbows on the table. It's very different.
Yeah.
Also with what we said about earlier with the chopstick placement, I mentioned this on Living Like a Local, but having your chopsticks, it has to be on the outside of your spoon. It cannot be on the inside of your spoon because that's what we also do for 제사.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. But what about in France? You should never cut your salad with a knife because it's seen as bad etiquette.
Yeah. That's a surprise, right? That surprised me a little.
Yes, because, in a restaurant that I've been to here in Korea, they give you like the whole iceberg, like a quarter of an iceberg, and you have to cut it in order to eat the salad. But then I guess in France they already cut it for you, but if you want to cut more to make it smaller, you shouldn't do it.
Oh, speaking of a knife, you're not supposed to cut all your steak in small pieces. Like in Korea, we do that for other people. 편하게 먹으라고 이렇게 잘라놓는 게 있는데 in most Western countries I know, it's something that you shouldn't be doing.
Oh, I see.
You only chop
what
you're going to eat.
Oh my goodness. Then I would get in so much trouble because whenever I eat 돈가스, I always cut it all before I eat it.
Really?
I like to cut everything up into small pieces and then 편하게 eat every time.
Yeah, I know in most European countries, they don't do that. You're expected to only cut pieces that you are going to eat right away.
That's so different because again, I was just thinking about it. I do that with 돈가스, but I would never do that with my steak. So I guess that is something that I've learned, but just have done it within my actions then.
And where do you place your napkin?
My napkin? I put my napkin on my lap.
Right? Yeah. And somebody asked me a few years ago, I've seen on the American TV show that they put napkin
in your shirt?
In your shirt. Is that common? No, not anymore. That's very old-fashioned, right?
That's very for a child to do.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Not as an adult. I don't think you... Although it would be nice.
Yeah.
It does catch some food that has been dropped on yourself.
Yeah. And just a reminder, you mentioned it before, in the Middle East or India, it's important to eat with the right hand because the left is considered unclean.
Right.
So we have to be really careful with that.
Yes. Wow, so many little details to remember, Jennifer. This is such an eye-opening conversation all the time that we talk here on Mondays.
Fun.
Yes. So cultural taboos, everyone, they shape the way that we communicate and interact. So be sure to keep this in mind if you're ever traveling outside of Korea.
Yeah, and being aware of these differences can help us avoid awkward situations and show respect when we travel and interact with people from different backgrounds.
Right. Very good. So to our listeners, have you ever unknowingly broken a cultural taboo? Let us know. And Jennifer, thank you so much for our segment of Cultural Kaleidoscope today.
Thank you.
And I will see you next week.
Enjoy your week. Bye-bye.
Bye. And everyone, that is the end of our first hour. Now let's take a listen to Maria by Blondie, and I'll be right back at 1 p.m.
She moves like she
pleasure. Ooh, it makes you wanna cry. She doesn't know your name, and your heart beats like a subway train. Ooh, it makes you wanna die. Ooh, don't you wanna take her? Wanna make her all your own. Maria, you've gotta see her. Go insane and out of your mind. Regina, Ave Maria. A million and one candlelights. I've seen this thing before in my best friend and the boy next door. Fool for love and fool on fire. One coming from the rain. She's oceans running down the drain. Blue as ice and desire. Don't you wanna make her? Don't you wanna take her home? Maria, you've gotta see her. Go insane and out of your mind. Regina, Ave Maria. A million and one candlelights. Don't you wanna break her? Ooh, don't you wanna take her home? She walks like she don't care, walking on imported air. Ooh, it makes you wanna die. Maria, you've gotta see her. Go insane and out of your mind. Regina, Ave Maria. A million and one candlelights. You've gotta see her. Go insane and out of your mind. Regina, Ave Maria. A million and one candlelights. Maria, you've gotta see her. Go insane and out of your mind.
The time is now 1 o'clock.
He deals the cards as a meditation, and those he plays never suspect. He doesn't play for the money he wins. He doesn't play for respect. He deals the cards to find the answer, the sacred geometry of chance. law of a probable outcome. The numbers lead a dance. I know that the spades are the swords of a soldier. I know that the clubs are weapons of war. I know that diamonds need money for this art, but that's not the shape of my heart. He may play the jack of diamonds, he may lay the queen of spades, he may conceal a king in his hand while the memory of it fades. I know that the spades are the swords of a soldier. I know that the clubs are weapons of war. I know that diamonds need money for this art, but that's not the shape of my heart. That's not the shape of my heart. If I told her that I loved you, you'd maybe think there's something wrong. I'm not a man with too many faces. The mask I wear is one. For those who speak know nothing and find out to their cost, like those who curse their luck in too many places, and those who fear are lost. I know that the spades are the swords of a soldier. I know that the clubs are weapons of war. I know that diamonds need money for this art, but that's not the shape of my heart. That's not the shape of my heart. That's not the shape of my heart.
And you just heard Shape of My Heart by Sting. Sting explained that through Shape of My Heart, he wanted to tell the story of a card player or a gambler who gambles not to win but try to figure out something, to figure out some kind of mystical logic in luck or chance, some kind of scientific, almost religious law. And again, that was Shape of My Heart by Sting. Hello, everyone. We're live in the studio in Busan on this Monday afternoon. Welcome to Midday Meet. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Dongwon, and Noksan areas. And I am your host, Kimberly. And now it is the start of our number 2. We're going to start off with today's quote, where we introduce meaningful quotes to motivate and inspire you each and every day, followed by bite-sized banter, where we have daily fun conversation with the theme with Andrew. After that, we'll have Don't Make a Scene, where we introduce useful English expressions after listening to a short clip. And since today is Monday, we'll be listening to a brand new clip for the week. And then we're going to end the show with Change Up, where we introduce one sentence by changing it into various sentences with the same meaning. And now, our question of the day and text topic. It is, When a woman says, nothing, to a man, what does she actually mean? When a woman says, nothing, to a man, what does she actually mean? 여자가 남자에게 아무것도 아니야 라고 말하면 실제 의미는 무엇인가요? We had lots of fun talking back and forth with some of our listeners on explaining what they think it actually means and that we shouldn't really say nothing and just say what we mean. I have a cacao message here from Retro 초보댄스님 saying 말 자체보다는 억양이랑 표정을 잘 봐야죠. 표정이 안 좋으면 불쾌한다는 이야기고 내가 잘못했을 가능성이 많아요. 그럴 땐 맛난 디저트 하나 주고 사라지는 게 좋습니다. Very good. So really, right here, Retro 초보댄스님 said that we really need to look at the tone and the facial expression of what they said. If they don't have a good facial expression, then that means it's a higher chance that, that he did something wrong. And at that time, when it happens, we should just give a delicious dessert and disappear. That's very good. That's wise words from Retro 초보댄스님. Thank you very much. And hello, 최희숙님 saying hello. I'm really bad at reading the room. Oh, don't worry, 최희숙님. As long as you look at, again, what we just said, the facial expression and the tone, then you can figure out your context clues. So thank you for both of you sending in your cacao messages. And for others, if you want to go ahead and chime into our conversation, go ahead. So when a woman says nothing to a man, what does she actually mean? What does that nothing really mean behind it? Go ahead and send in your answers. Text in pound 9050 or shop 9050 and it'll only cost you a 100원, which is 101. Or you can also go ahead and message us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us as a Kakao friend and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs and leave us comments after simply logging in. And now I'll be right back with today's quote after this song. Here is As a Matter of Fact by Babyface.
I just met my life, yeah, for the first time. I just met the prettiest girl in the whole wide world. I just met my sunshine, ooh, sunshine. And she lights up the world because she's so fine, so fly, all day, all night. And as a matter of fact, I ain't never felt love so bad. Ain't nobody ever do me like that. I ain't never wanted nothing so bad. And as a matter of fact, I ain't never ever felt this good. Swear I never even thought I could. Sometimes I really don't think I should. I just met my heart for the first time. I just met the craziest girl in the whole wide world. And I just felt the sunrise in the moonlight. And it shines on my heart, cause she's so fine, so fly, all day, all night. And as a matter of fact, yeah, I ain't never felt love so, oh yeah, ain't nobody ever do me like that. No, I ain't never wanted nothing so bad, yeah. And as a matter of fact, I ain't never ever felt this good. Swear I never even thought I could. Yeah. Sometimes I really don't think I should. And I don't wanna live without your love. Girl, I just wanna live inside your love. Oh, I don't want you with nobody. I just want you for myself. Yeah, baby. I don't want you with nobody else. And as a matter of fact, back
Welcome back, mates. You just listened to As a Matter of Fact by Babyface. And now it's time for today's quote, where we introduce meaningful quotes to motivate you each and every day. And here is today's quote. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it. Let me let that sink in. Let's say it one more time. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it. 나쁜 태도는 펑크난 타이어와 같습니다. 바꾸기 전에는 아무 데도 갈 수 없습니다. Attitude words are powerful tools that can either propel us forward or hold us back. The quote, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it, perfectly encapsulates the impact that our attitude can have on our ability to progress and succeed in life. Just like a flat tire can prevent a car from moving, a bad attitude can hinder our progress and prevent us from reaching our goals. When we have a negative attitude, we are more likely to focus on the obstacles and challenges in front of us rather than the opportunities and the possibilities that may happen. This pessimistic outlook can lead to feelings of frustration, helplessness, and defeat, making it difficult for us to take the necessary steps towards achieving our dreams. On the other hand, a positive attitude can act as a powerful driving force that propels us towards success. When we approach challenges with optimism, resilience, and determination, we are more likely to find creative solutions, overcome obstacles, and persevere in the face of adversity. A positive attitude can also inspire and motivate those around us, creating a ripple effect of positivity and productivity. Changing our attitude is not always easy, but it is essential if we want to move forward and make progress in our lives. Just like changing a flat tire requires effort, determination, and willingness to get our hands, a bit dirty, changing our attitude requires self-awareness, introspection, and a commitment to personal growth. By recognizing and challenging our negative thought patterns, beliefs, and behaviors, we can begin to cultivate a more positive and empowering attitude that will enable us to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. A strong mindset plays a crucial role in how we navigate life's ups and downs. Just like a flat tire can leave you stranded in a place and stuck there, a negative attitude can keep you stuck in the same place also, preventing progress. It's easy to get frustrated when things don't go our way, yes, I know, but shifting our perspective can make all the difference. And I know that words are easier than being said done. I know that changing our focus and our perspective is a difficult thing to do, but we gotta get into it. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, focusing on solutions and maintaining a hopeful outlook can open doors to new opportunities. In my own experience, I've seen how attitude shapes outcomes. When I approach challenges with a mindset of growth rather than defeat, I'm more likely to find a way forward or around it. I've also noticed how people with positive attitudes naturally uplift those around them. It reminds me that while we can't always control our circumstances, we can control how we react to them. Just like fixing a flat tire gets you back on the road, adjusting our mindset helps us keep moving towards our goals in our life. And we have Juliet님 saying, 오늘의 quote 딱 마음에 들어요. I am so glad that you like today's quotes. I liked it also. And especially when we're trying to think about, when we have to change a tire, it's so hard, right? We need to get the crank, lift up the car, take out all the, screws, take out the tire, put a new tire in, put that huge heavy tire back into our trunk. It's very difficult, right? So I know that changing our perspective on our outlook on things isn't that easy. It's just like changing a tire. It's going to take some effort, but with it, don't worry, we'll be back on the road and headed to our destination. And like in life, we can also be headed to our goals and success. So again, our quote is, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it. 나쁜 태도는 펑크난 타이어와 같습니다. 바꾸기 전에는 아무 데도 갈 수 없습니다. And that is our quote for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And now let's take a song break. Here is Ebony and Ivory by Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder.
Ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? We all know that people are the same wherever you go. There is good and bad in everyone. And we learn to live, we learn to give each other what we need to survive. Together alive, ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? Ebony, ivory, living in perfect harmony. Ebony, ivory. We all know that people are the same wherever you go. There is good and bad in everyone. We learn to live when we learn to give each other what we need to survive. Together alive, ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? Side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? Ebony, ivory, living in perfect harmony. 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 Ebony, ivory, living in perfect harmony.
And welcome back, mates. We're in the middle of Midday Meet, and now we're going to start bite-sized banter with Andrew. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. How are you this Monday afternoon?
Yeah, back on a Monday.
Monday.
Are you somebody who gets the Monday disease?
The Monday blues?
Yeah.
Sometimes, but not really.
Yeah? Yeah, I think, I don't know, my Mondays are always quite busy. So it's, I don't think I have an opportunity to have that.
Oh.
It's, as long as I get up out of bed and I'm good, have a bit of a, I'm not somebody who eats breakfast a lot, but maybe have a snack because Monday is quite long. And of course a coffee and just power through.
You know, actually my Mondays are the busiest out of the whole week.
Yeah, and I'm happy for that because then it kind of frees up later in the week. And it almost makes it feel like I have an extended weekend.
I like that too.
And then Sunday night rolls around. You're like, Mondays. No.
Well, hopefully all of our listeners are having a good Monday so far.
Yes.
And I see that you brought us another question for today.
Yeah, I've kind of changed things up a bit. I'm going to work this style of question in, a couple times a week because I feel this style of question is great because if you're with friends, this always comes up. I know my kids are super fans of these kind of questions, right? And they are would you rather questions.
Would you rather?
Yes.
I love those.
So like yesterday, my son said, we were in a bookstore. He's like, Dad, question for you. And I said, this sounds serious. He goes, yes. Would you rather be locked in a bookstore overnight or a library overnight?
Bookstore or library?
But this isn't our question today. This is just what my son asked me. And I was like, of course, the library. He goes, what are you talking about? All the new books are at the bookstore. I said, yeah, but a lot of them have plastic on them. And you can't read them.
That is
And he's
true.
like, well, maybe if you're locked in there, they won't get angry if you take the plastic off. But anyway, so these kind of questions are quite fun. So today, and this kind of goes back to a question we had, I guess, probably a few months ago now about like historical figures and these kind of people. So, would you rather have dinner with your favorite historical figure? So somebody from history that's famous like Albert Einstein or Napoleon or someone like that. Or spend a day, so, from when you wake up to when you go to bed, with your favorite fictional character.
Ooh, being an introvert, many people may just go have dinner instead of spending the whole day.
Possibly.
Maybe, but I'll save my answer after. But first, listeners, the Korean version is 가장 좋아하는 역사적 인물과 저녁 식사하기 vs 가장 좋아하는 가상의 인물과 하루 보내기. So you have to choose one between the two. And what is your answer? Historical figure or fictional character for a whole day?
So one, your historical figure, or two, fictional character.
Right.
If you want just to text him one or two, then we can know. This is one I was kind of back and forth on. Like, really? Because there's a lot of people in history, some maybe bad people as well. I'd like to kind of pick their brain and be like, you go back to like the Roman times or something like that. Or, going on the other side for a favorite fictional character a whole day. One side of me thinks the historical figure because they might be able to give you some great advice or something like that. But as long as I could tell everybody that I did this, I think I'm going fictional character. And I'll explain who in a moment. So what would you choose first?
I also would like to spend a day with a favorite fictional character.
Okay. All right. Do you have one in mind?
I do, but you go first.
All right. So I was kind of back and forth between a few... I guess they're like TV series or books, like someone from Game of Thrones, get to ride on the dragons, maybe, that kind of stuff. Then it was like, Bart Simpson, I was thinking, or someone from like the Family Guy. All right. But I think I'm ultimately have to go with, and this isn't even my favorite fictional character, but I just think it would be fun. It would be Harry Potter.
No.
Yes, did I take yours?
That's my answer.
Oh, we got to write these down beforehand.
We really need to share our answers before.
I'll think of somebody else because you put some thought into this. You explain why Harry Potter, and I'll come up with somebody else.
Well, my answer was simple. I was going to say a day with Harry Potter because, then I could see Hogwarts. He can give me a tour of the school.
Sure.
He can also show me different types of magic tricks.
Yeah.
And I feel like there would be never a dull moment. We could also go out and play Quidditch together. He can have me on a broomstick and then I can ride it around. Or I can meet his owl. And, there's so many different things that I can do and hang out with Hermione and everyone.
Look at you. You've really thought this through.
Yeah, I really want to see the world of magic.
I just wanted him to be able to cast spells on my friends that I don't like.
Oh.
So I was going to turn him evil for the day.
So you brought Harry Potter to the real world, and I went into his world.
Oh, yeah, yes. Kind of we flipped it around. Yeah. If I could, I'm going to change this, all right?
Okay.
And I'm going to go into the world of, I was thinking crime fighting, because I like that. But I'm going to do it with, do you know Scooby-Doo?
Of course I know Scooby-Doo.
So, like, Shaggy and all them in the van, that's where I would be. I want them for the day in our world, and we're gonna solve some silly crimes and things like that.
Solve some mysteries together.
Yeah, like who stole the orange off the tree or something like that.
You know, that would be really fun too, especially if you brought the whole gang with you.
They're coming. Since I gave you Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I get and you already said you get to see Hermione and all of them.
Yes.
So I get the whole gang because I gave up my character.
Ooh, I would come into your world and also play with Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it'd be very fun. I want to drive the van. Yeah.
The iconic van from the 70s.
That's great.
So listeners, would you rather have dinner with your favorite historical figure or spend a day with your favorite fictional character? Go ahead and let us know which one you would choose and why. Tell us why and what you would actually do. What would you eat for dinner with them, or what would you do during the day? Well, Andrew, thank you so much for an enlightening question for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And everyone, that was our bite-sized banter segment for today. And again, our question was, would you rather have dinner with your favorite historical figure or spend a day with a favorite fictional character? So two very different types of people or, characters there. So which one would you choose? I have a message here from Che Hee-suk-nim saying, it sounds more interesting to spend time with a fictional character. That is also true because, we only see up to what we have seen, right? With whatever was in a book or in a cartoon or in a TV show, that's it. But if we were able to meet that fictional character, we can meet a different side of that character also. Very nice. I have another message here from Po님 saying, 가상의 인물과 하루 보내기. 장화 씨는 고양이랑 하루를 보내고 싶어요. 저를 지켜줄 것 같고 귀여워서요. Are you talking about Puss in Boots? The character from Shrek, right? And then Puss in Boots also has the own movie by itself too. Interesting. Very cute answer, Ponim. I wouldn't have never thought of that. But that is also very cute because I like cats too. And now, we have one message here from Benny Neem saying, for me, Woody from Toy Story. And the reason is I like to talk in a cowboy language. Very nice. Woody would be also very fun. Woody's very, heroic and courageous. And we can learn lots of things from Woody, the character also. So nice. I like how we had lots of answers today. So again, if you haven't answered yet, I'll give you the song break to listen or to, think about your answer and send it in. The question again was, would you rather have dinner with your favorite historical figure or spend a day with your favorite fictional character? Go ahead and send in your answers, but first, let's take a song break. Here is ILYAF, short for I Love You Always Forever, by Donna Lewis and the Digital Farm Animals.
Feels like I'm standing on a timeless dream of life. Of pale amber rose, feels like I'm lost. together. You've got the most unbelievable blue eyes I've ever seen. You've got me almost melting away as we lay there under a blue sky with pure white stars. Exotic sweetness, a magical time. Say it again. I love you always, forever, near or far, closer together everywhere. I will be with you, everything I will do for you. I love you always, forever, near or far, closer together everywhere. I will be with you, everything I will do for you. See you, lover, forever, never stop, never, whatever, near or far, and always, everywhere, and every. See you, lover, forever, never stop, never, whatever, near or far, and always, everywhere, and every. See you, lover, forever, never stop, never, whatever, near or far, and always, everywhere, and every. See you, lover, forever, never stop, never, whatever, near or far, and always, everywhere, and
That was ILYAF, I Love You Always Forever by Donna Lewis and Digital Farm Animals. And now it is time for Don't Make a Scene, where we introduce useful English expressions after listening to a short clip. And this week, we're going back into the world of Suits, because it is one of my favorite TV shows and we can learn so much. And just to prove my point, we're going to still go back to the first episode. The last time we had Suits for Don't Make a Scene was also the first episode when Mike Ross met Harvey Specter for the first time. But today we're going to go into when Mike Ross meets Rachel Zane for the first time. Again, if you're not familiar with Suits, it's a legal drama that premiered in 2011, focusing on the fast-paced world of corporate law in New York City. The show focuses on a big-time lawyer, Harvey Specter, and his newly hired associate, Mike Ross, who didn't really graduate from Harvard Law School. And again, this scene is where he meets Rachel Zane, who is a paralegal at the firm and also his later love interest in the show. So again, this is from the pilot episode, the first episode of season 1 of Suits. Let's take a listen.
Mike Ross? Hi. I'm Rachel Zane. I'll be giving you your orientation.
Wow, you're pretty.
Good. You've hit on me. We can get it out of the way that I'm not interested.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't hitting on you.
Trust me. I've given dozens of these, and without fail, whatever new hotshot it is thinks that because I'm just a paralegal, that I will somehow be blown away by his dazzling degree. Let me assure you, I won't.
And that was our short clip from Suits. And it's basically Rachel Zane speaking and to Mike Ross. So here, when Mike Ross first meets Rachel Zane, he casually comments, "Wow, you're pretty." Rachel immediately responds, "Okay, good, you've hit on me." And she delivers this line in a confident and matter-of-fact manner, showing that she's experienced the situation before. She isn't flattered or she isn't flustered. She's setting a clear boundary between them. Her response is sharp, sarcastic, and direct, letting Mike know she's not interested in the workplace flirtation. This moment establishes her as someone who is professional, self-assured, and not easily impressed. So here, let's break down the phrase. You've hit on me. You is a contraction for you have, putting it together, and is in the present perfect tense. This suggests that the action has already happened, meaning he has already hit on her. Hit on is an informal phrase to mean to flirt with someone in a bold or direct way. So we're not talking about how Mike Ross didn't actually physically hit Rachel Zane, but here it's hit on me. So like you flirting with me, flirting. And me again saying that she is the target of the flirting. Good, you've hit on me. So why do we relate to this phrase? Flirting happens everywhere, right? And we see it in a lot of dating shows that we see on TV these days. Whether in social settings or professional ones, people sometimes test the waters with compliments or suggestive remarks. And many people also experience unwanted attention, right? Here, Rachel Zane says this because she says she doesn't want this attention. You've hit on me. You flirted with me. Rachel's quick reaction suggests she's used to being hit on and wants to shut it down before it becomes a problem. And it highlights workplace boundaries. In professional environments, flirting can create uncomfortable situations, and Rachel's response makes it clear she won't tolerate it. So if anyone has hit on you or tried to flirt with you, you can say, you've hit on me, meaning, oh, you have flirted with me right now. So at work, yes, Julia님 is 꼬셨다고요? Yes. You're trying to flirt with me. You're trying to 꼬셔 me. And at work, you can say, nice try, but let's keep it professional. You've hit on me and I'm not interested. 나를 꼬시려고 했는데 나는 I'm not interested. I don't want it. Or in a social setting, you've hit on me 3 times tonight. I get the message, but I'm not interested. Say that someone keeps flirting with you and you don't want it. You can say, you've hit on me 5 times today. Please stop. I don't want to be with you. Or another way we can say you've hit on me is 작업을 걸다. 작업 걸다, you know? Or as a joke, you can say, you've hit on me more times today than my actual boyfriend. So say that someone's being really nice to you and saying compliments to you, and you want to say something, funny back. And this one isn't in a mean way. You've hit on me more times than my boyfriend, meaning you've been giving me a lot of compliments more than someone who actually is my love interest. So here, let's listen to the clip one more time.
You've hit on me.
You've hit on me. And here in her tone, she doesn't like it. Rachel's response in Suits is confident and assertive, setting the tone for her dynamic with Mike. While flirting can sometimes be harmless, knowing when to shut it down is important, especially in professional settings. The phrase, you've hit on me, is a direct way to call out flirtation and establish boundaries from the start. So here, it's very, common to see because it's very odd for Mike to say, wow, you're pretty, when she just comes and says, are you Mike Ross? I'll be giving you orientation. Like she's being very professional and all of a sudden he says, wow, you're pretty. Who would want that compliment? Definitely not in the workplace. That's why she says, okay, you've hit on me. Let's get it over with that I'm not interested in you. So that is why she said it here. You've hit on me. So again, it doesn't mean physical hit and, punching someone. No. This is talking about flirting. So now that was our expression for today. I hope you're ready for this week on Suits. I am super ready because, I just love this show and, I'm kind of sorry. I'll give you a little hint and little heads up. I may be using Suits once or more later on in the future also. I just love the TV show. We can learn so much English here and office work and slang and regular English. So yeah, let's stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Don't Make a Scene. So now let's take a song break. Here is Rock Bottom by Haley Steinfeld featuring DNCE.
What are we fighting for? Seems like we do it just for fun. In this stupid war, we play hard with our plastic guns. Breathe deep, bottle it up. So deep until it's all we got. Don't speak, just use your touch. Don't speak before we say too much. You hate me now, and I feel the same way. You love me now, and I feel the same way. Scream and we shout, and make up the same day. Same day. Oh, we're on the right side of rock bottom, and I hope that we keep falling. We're on the good side of bad karma, 'cause we keep on coming back for more. We're on the right side of rock bottom, and to you I just keep crawling. You're the best kind of bad something, 'cause we keep on coming back for more.
You get under my skin more than anyone's ever been. But when we lay in bed, you hold me harder till I forget that
You hate me now, and I feel the same way. You love me now, and I feel the same way. Scream and we shout, make up the same day, same day. Oh, we're on the right side of rock bottom, and I hope that we keep falling. We're on the good side of bad karma, 'cause we keep on coming back for more. We're on the right side of rock bottom, and to you I just keep crawling. You're the best kind of bad something, 'cause we keep on coming back for more. Keep on coming back for more. 'Cause we keep on coming back for more. Oh, what are we fighting for?
seems like we do it just for fun.
In this stupid war,
We play harder with a plastic gun.
we're on the right side of rock bottom, and I hope that we keep falling. We're on the good side of bad karma, 'cause we keep on coming back for more. We're on the right side of rock bottom, and to you I just keep crawling. You're the best kind of bad something, 'cause we keep on coming back for more. Keep on coming back for more. 'Cause we keep on coming back for more. Keep on coming back for more. 'Cause we keep on coming back for more.
And welcome back, mates. You just listened to Rock Bottom by Haley Steinfeld featuring DNCE. And now it is time for Change Up, where we will introduce one sentence by changing it into various sentences with the same meaning. And today's question is, it needs to be dry cleaned. It needs to be dry cleaned. But before we begin, let me explain what dry cleaning actually is before we get into all the ways that we change it up. In the simplest of terms, dry cleaning is a process of cleaning clothes without the use of water. That's why it's dry. The absence of water is where the name dry cleaning comes from. Instead, dry cleaning uses non-water-based chemical solvents to clean clothes. The solvents used in dry cleaning are made for fabric-safe chemicals. When applied, they clean the surface of the clothing or garment by dissolving and lifting dirt, oils, and stains without soaking into the fibers like water. The easiest way to determine if clothing should be dry cleaned is to look at its care tag within the clothes. If it says dry clean only, you should follow these instructions. Garments that say this tend to feature fabrics that have difficulty maintaining their texture when they absorb water and when they are exposed to high heat. So it needs to be dry cleaned. It needs to be dry cleaned. So 세탁소에서 맡겨야 된다, right? It needs to be dry cleaned because I don't dry clean things at home by myself. So here, the first way to change up our sentence, it needs to be dry cleaned, is it requires dry cleaning. It requires dry cleaning. This change makes the sentence sound a bit more formal and structured by using the word requires instead of the word needs. It gives the statement a slightly more authoritative tone, meaning it requires dry cleaning, right? Also, we don't say dry cleaned, it needs to be dry cleaned. We say dry cleaning as a noun here. Or number 2, it has to be taken to the dry cleaners. It has to be taken to the dry cleaners. This version specifies an action rather than just the need, making the instruction clearer. The tone feels more direct and also instructional. In the first one, we said dry cleaned as a verb. Then it requires dry cleaning. And then here we're taking it to the actual place, the location of the noun, dry cleaners, 세탁소. The next one is it should be dry cleaned. It should be dry cleaned. So we changed here from needs to should be. Should makes the statement sound more like a suggestion. rather than a strict necessity where we were using the word needs. This softens the tone, making it, a little less rigid. Saying it should be dry cleaned. So we would look at our clothes and say, hey, how should I get this stain off of this, silk scarf? At first, you can say it needs to be dry cleaned. It sounds a bit stiff and a bit mean, doesn't it? Or if you change it this way, it's saying, oh, it should be dry cleaned. Meaning it's a bit of a nicer tone and it's a suggestion and not saying it needs to be. So yes, it should be dry cleaned. The next way is, it's in need of dry cleaning. It's in need of dry cleaning. This phrasing adds a bit of emphasis on the item's current state, making it sound more like an observation rather than a command. It gives a slightly more casual and descriptive tone. So here we're saying, it's in need of dry cleaning. It's in need of dry cleaning. And the last way we can change up the sentence is, dry cleaning is required. Dry cleaning is required. By putting dry cleaning at the beginning and using required, the sentence sounds more impersonal and formal, almost like a rule or a regulation. This makes the tone feel a bit more authoritative and also official. So we're saying dry cleaning is required. We need to have it. So required here, it sounds a bit more formal here. So those are the ways that we can change our original sentence of it needs to be dry cleaned. It needs to be dry cleaned. And I know with a lot of us right now, going into the spring season, we need to, put some of our winter clothes away. And before we put our winter clothes away, we want to, take it to the dry cleaners, because it may need and require some dry cleaning before we pack it away and take out all of our nice spring clothes. So hopefully this phrase was able to help you, and all the different ways can help you sound and say it in a different way. And that was our segment of Change Up for today. And now let's take a song break. Here is Bridge Over Troubled Water by Russell Watson.
Feeling small,
Welcome back, mates. That was Bridge Over Troubled Water by Russell Watson. And now we're almost at the end of our show, but I did want to ask you our question of the day and our text topic. When a woman says nothing to a man, what does she actually mean? 여자가 남자에게 아무것도 아니야 라고 말하면 실제 의미는 무엇인가요? Some possible answers for our text topic, because I didn't get more answers, was everything is wrong. Absolutely everything. I'm a ticking bomb waiting to explode. Be very afraid. Meaning, no, not nothing, but everything is bad. Or 2, she doesn't want to talk. When she says nothing, just leave her alone. She doesn't want to talk to you. She might be having a bad day, or maybe she's suppressing an issue to talk about it later. And there are also some other more answers and different ways that you can, translate this nothing. But again, always pay attention to the different context clues. Unfortunately, it is time to wrap up the show. I've been your host, Kimberly, and thank you all so much for joining me today here at Midday Meet. Here's our last song, kind of related to our question of the day, I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!
All my colors for you. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much. Just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. Have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's no